Hello, artist. It is Monday, July 6, 2020. It is our 49th day of sketching together. I can't believe how fast time is going and how long we've been sketching. It seems like a long time and somehow a miracle as well. I am really grateful to be able to have this opportunity to sketch with each of you, to stay motivated and to stay engaged in my art making process and help all of you hopefully out there doing the same. So today I wanted to, I think there's one prompt left, and that was to draw your favorite food. And I wasn't feeling very inspired by drawing my favorite food, perhaps maybe because I couldn't think of what my favorite food was. But I think that's the last one on the list, and I never did it. So I encourage you to do it. I'm probably not going to do it right now. So today I wanted to throw in a new one, and I'm going for the next 51 days throw in new ideas for us. So I'll try to give you a heads up the day before to tell you what we're working on the next morning so that you can gather some supplies if you want, or to be prepared. So today I wanted to share with you what I've been working on in Covenant and what I've been working on in my own work. So today's theme is going to be create an image of someone who inspires you. Now, when I think about that, I think of a long list of people who inspire me in my life or who have inspired me throughout time. And when I think about art, I think about being inspired by Frida Kahlo. So Frida Kahlo was a Mexican artist who lived from the 40s to the I'm sorry, that's not right. She lived into the 40s. She died at about the age of 47, and she had a very difficult life. She was in a bus accident at the age of 18 on her way to school. A trolley hit a bus and ended up hurting a lot of people, and she was one of them. And so she had a very difficult life from the time she was 18 until she was 47. She had over 30 surgeries to correct her spine and her pelvis. And she had polio as a child too, so she also had one leg that was shorter than the other. And so she knew a lot about pain. And it was when she was in the hospital during that accident where her mother bought her an easel, a bed easel, so she could paint while she was in bed. And she started painting and painting and painting. And she painted so much that she even painted on the body casts that were all over her torso. And so she painted and painted, and she really believed that the way to healing her pain was about painting. Now, her pain never went away, but she said she felt alive when she painted, and that her reason for living was to paint. So she painted herself over and over in her images. So this is a photograph I have here on a canvas, a photograph of Frida Kahlo, and then here she is painting one of her famous paintings. She married the muralist, the very famous muralist Diego Rivera, Mexican muralist, and he was very well known at the time. They were socialists, and they were a part of politics, but it was Frida who was very, very well, or not so well known, and she even once was in a show in New York, I believe, with the American artist George O'Keeffe, and the art gallery director wanted to put her with the her paintings with the little Mexican artifacts, and she described them as Mexican trinkets and Mexican junk, she said, because she felt like here she was with these other famous women artists, and her paintings had just as much value, and they certainly had value to her, and she was seen as this cute Mexican painter, and that's not what her art was about. Her art was not about a souvenir or collecting some remembrance of Mexico. Her art was really about her pain. And so when I think about art therapy and who I am as an art therapist, I think of Frida Kahlo, because she really understood that her art was about healing, and her art was about putting her pain outward, putting her pain out on canvas so that she could connect with it, so that she could feel better, that she could have some release and relief, even if it was in those moments that she painted. So I chose to think about Frida Kahlo today. So my first Frida Kahlo painting, and I painted a few of them. This is my first Frida Kahlo painting. Frida Kahlo loved to wear flowers and braids in her hair. She had very long hair and she wore her hair up a lot. And sometimes she'd wear flowers in her hair. So this is a mixed media piece. It is acrylic on paper, just a very thin sheet of paper. The paint went on really thick, and I had a lot of fun painting Frida. And so this is my first attempt at Frida. One of the things Frida liked to paint was her eyebrows are very distinctive. They didn't grow together as much as she painted them together. And she also liked to paint herself with a mustache. And so that's how she painted herself. I'll show you in her painting here a close-up. You can see her eyebrows. Sometimes she even painted them that looking like a bird. And there she is. So she really exaggerated those features, because if you look at her painting, or at her picture, portrait, here, photograph, it's not quite the likeness here. So we all kind of exaggerate ourselves when we draw them. And this is my newest attempt. I'm working in Covenant, and I wanted to bring Frida Kahlo to the artist there. So we're talking about Frida Kahlo. And I really wanted to start working small, because I find that my art is so big and takes over my space, and I don't know what to do with all of it. And so I wanted to start thinking about creating small portraits. So I started with I started with the shape of her face and her hair. And what I did is I worked from the photograph. And so I worked in black and white. So I worked with black watercolor. And I had so much fun doing this. And I said, because others were painting skin tones and really looking at that, and that's a huge challenge, I said, I need to do that too. But after doing this, I was so happy with just using the black and the accomplishments I made in her hair, I felt, and in her blouse, and the ability to create different shadows using the same black watercolor. So I was really happy with this and wanted to keep it like that. I think I'll keep painting her, because she's such a strong woman to me. She's such a strong human being, and I think that her face really expresses that. And maybe for her, this was that stern look of not power and not presence, but about pain, like just getting through the pain. I'm sure that sitting and standing for her was very, very difficult. And I think that some of us out there watching today can relate to that. You know pain, you've suffered through pain, you can connect to the things that she might have been experiencing and feeling on some level. So I encourage you, paint or draw someone who has inspired you. Give it a try. And I also encourage you to work small. Work as tiny as you can to really focus in on the details of that person. Okay, then I also wanted to encourage you to get involved in a contest we have going on here at Oakwood. It's a really cool art challenge. It's called the Active Art Challenge, and you may have read it in Julie's recent memo. The Active Art Challenge is being started by Alex Wagner, Physical Wellness Coordinator here at Oakwood. And here's what she says. What imagery do you think about when you read these or think about these words? Here's the long list of words she's given us to inspire us. Energy, wellness, therapeutic, active aging, mindfulness, invigorate, mobility, thrive, vitality, enriching, flexibility, wellness, agility, fitness, growth, rejuvenate, balance, strength, alleviating, liveliness, vibrancy, stability, independence, revive, inspiring, uplifting, effervescence, dynamic, fun, restorative, health enhancing. Okay, so here's your job. So physical wellness and art therapy are teaming up for this with all the incredible amount of creativity that's out there in our resident artist. And we are asking you to paint, draw, sketch, photograph, or create any art that you feel represents one or more of the words above. this summer to help us decorate the walls of the Vitality Fitness Center. Okay, so if you need any help with art supplies or getting started, give me a call, 230-4324, or send me an email, jennifer.bethel@oakwoodvillage.net. I'm happy to help you. All submissions are to be to Alex or to me here at the Tabor Art Studio by September 4th, 2020. That's Friday, I think. Friday, September 4th, 2020. So you've got many, many weeks. You've got great ideas. And you've got a long list of engaging, exciting, and inspiring words. I think what I'm going to do with these words, because there are so many and we have so many days to go, each day I'm going to throw out a word for us to think about. And I'm going to do a quick sketch within my other art activities on one of those words to get some ideas going. So please take a look at that memo from July 3rd from Julie Holden, and then please get started. I can't wait to see what you create and what you submit. And if you're thinking, my art isn't good enough, I don't have any ideas, baloney. You do. You've got lots of ideas. Get started now. You've got many weeks, and you're going to come up with some fantastic, amazing drawings, sketches, paintings, photographs, works of art. They have to be 2D. They're going to be framed and hung on the wall. So no 3D stuff. Darn it, that cuts out those of us who love 3D. But I know us 3D artists can also do 2D art as well. Okay, have a fantastic day. I will see you back here tomorrow for day 50th. So, well, our 50th day is sketching tomorrow. Be ready with your sketchbooks, and I'll see you back here. Have a fantastic day.